Now we need to use something called an expression, which is a form of a mathematical formula that takes one parameter and links it to another parameter. Now let's create the lightning again. So that's the lightning from here. And what I chose is strike. And what I need to do actually is take these, the origin and the direction, and link them to the positions of shape layer 1. So let's call this origin actually. Origin, let's say bulb. And this is the direction bulb. Like this. I didn't set any keyframes yet here. It doesn't really matter. And we call this lightning. Alright. So, I expand the effects and advanced lightning, and these are the two parameters that I need to work with. They are the origin and the direction. The logic is that if I can find a way to link not the layers together, because if I link the layers together, it doesn't really matter what happens with the effect. The whole layer will move, which is not really a solution. Because here I have one layer, which is the lightning layer, that has two objects that need to be moved, the origin and direction. So I cannot really use linking the way we can use it with normal layers. We have to do something else, and this is done using an expression. So what I need to do is take a parameter and link it to another parameter. The parameter that I need to take is the origin, and link it to the position parameter of the origin bulb layer, which is down here. So if I go down, that's the origin bulb. It's a layer that I named origin bulb. And I open transform, and there's the position. So if I can find a way to link these two together, then that would be my solution for the origin and for the direction. You understand the logic? You don't? So what I'm looking for is to take the origin position, which is this, and instead of manually animating it, link that to the position of this layer here. Yeah, down here. So once this moves, the other one will follow it. I'm not linking the layers together. I'm taking the position of one and setting the same values as the position of the other. We can do it in different ways. We can do it with expressions, which is the best way, or we can do it by copying the keyframes, which is okay, but it's not really the good solution. Let's start with the easy one, with copying the keyframes. If I took my this one here and I animated it, so I'd go down to position, set a keyframe, move the time, and put it somewhere else. You see, these are the keyframes here. If I copy them, Control C, and I go back to the origin and paste them, Control V, and I scrub the time, I'll see that it will follow it. It's good, but the problem is that it's not interactive, which means that if I reselect the origin and change it, the other one will not follow unless I copy the new keyframe. So that's good in case you have a finished animation and you want to make an object follow another right away, you can copy the keyframes. The drawback is that if you change something in the original, the new one will not update. So it's a solution, but it's not the best solution. So let's delete the keyframes from both. Is that clear so far? Copying the keyframe from one object and pasting into another, it works. But it's not the best solution. So let's go back here and move this down there. Now we're going to see how to use expressions. So I'm actually going to drag this one up a little bit so that we have more room to see both layers. The parameter that I'm looking for is actually the origin position, which is this one here, and the position of the layer. That's the two parameters that I need to link together. How? To create an expression, I need to create an expression on this parameter, which is the origin of the lightning, and I'll tell it follow the position of the bulb layer. So the expression should be added here on the advanced lightning origin position. Does it make sense? To do that, I press Alt and click on the stopwatch, and this will add an expression. So far the expression is itself. So follow yourself, which is not doing anything. What I need to do is link this with the position here of this origin bulb. To do that, I would click again on the pick whip. If I go down, scroll down like this, and reach the position, if I release on the position, I would see that now this is taking the transform.position of the origin bulb layer. Which means what? Which means that if I grab the origin bulb and I change its position, automatically the origin bulb will follow it. So I can put it anywhere I like and it will follow it automatically, which is a very nice thing. All I have to do now is do the same for the other one and my effect would be done. And then I can animate to my liking and it will always follow it. So let's do that. We'll open the position of the direction. That's the parameter we are linking to. So that's direction here. I press Alt and click on the stopwatch. That brings in the expression control. I click on the pick whip and drag down to the position of that, which is here. And now I deselect to apply this. And now, just like magic, we have to put this between the two though. Alright, if you grab the origin bulb and move it around, it will follow it with or without keyframes. If you grab the direction and move it around, it will also follow it with or without keyframes. So this is the professional way of doing things because it allows for maximum control. We're going to talk a lot more about expression in the future.